I'll get the roots combed out now on these other trees. This one is very densely packed with roots. I think it'll like having a bigger pot and lots of soil to grow new roots in. So these jades, when they're in a small pot, they don't grow very quickly. But when they're in a large pot, they can grow very quickly. They can double the size in one summer. So the more room you give the roots to grow, the more your top of the tree will grow also. So in a really small pot, you can keep a jade small for a long, long time, many, many years. So there's quite a mat of roots on the bottom here that I may just have to cut off if I can't comb them out. There's my drainage screen. Okay, I think that one is quite good too. There is a little split in this trunk here. I may have to break that off and plant this as a cutting. This was split quite some time ago when the top got too heavy and it just broke the branch. Okay, let's get this one combed out now. Yeah, that has a good, healthy root system on it. You can see some of the roots get quite long. It's time now to start arranging the trees. Normally, in my bonsai forest, I tend to put the biggest tree on this side of the pot, and then it kind of tapers down to an asymmetrical triangle shape for the overall profile of the forest. And I think I'll try something different today. I'm going to try putting the highest point on this side of the pot, which is opposite of what I usually do. So I'm going to put the biggest tree. This is probably the front of it, so it has some nice strong back branches here. And so that'll probably go somewhere about here. And I have this group of trees possibly back here. And my other group over here kind of spreading out. This one, most of the branches go in towards the center on the large tree. It may be more suited to be on this side of the pot, actually. I may have to do it my normal way. That way the branches are kind of flying out from the center of the pot and the planting. Gives me more room to put in the other trees behind here. You know, maybe something like that. I'll have a look at it from the front. I've been looking at the arrangement. I do like the center tree here, but I think I'm going to move it more to the front of the planting to get a little more depth in the planting. This tree is very vertical and it kind of matches the style of this tree, so I think I'm going to maybe move that more in front to that side, and then this other planting can maybe go towards the back. I don't want it too symmetrical, so I might move these over a bit. I'll see what that looks like. I don't like that. This is too vertical. I liked it the other way around better, where the branches are more kind of reaching to the outside of the planting. Maybe something like that. And these. Now these are two separate trees. I can't separate them. I think I will. I could put the more vertical one in behind here. Possibly like that. And maybe this little one back here. Something like that. I'll see how that looks. I do like the arrangement of these two trees, but there's too much space then, and this doesn't look in the distance, so I definitely need to move maybe this one forward a little more. This one at the back here. And this one I'm not sure. I think it's gotta maybe come even back to there. Maybe change this one around. I'm just going to try some of these cuttings in here also. Maybe one kind of here. One in this back corner. I think I've got to move this one over a bit more still. I think the trees are looking pretty good now. I think, you know, somewhere around here will be the final arrangement. So I think I still have to bring my soil level up a little higher. Maybe, you know, by this much. And then I'll start filling in around the trees and see how it's looking. I'll just lift one tree up at a time and place a bit of soil under it. Just getting my planting height good, so the roots are safely in the soil, but not too far down. I think somewhere there. You can see because I removed all that weight off the top of the trees, they stand upright in the pots with, you know, without any support, so that's good. When I'm finally done the planting, I'll place some stones on top of the soil to hold them in place so they're not going to wobble or tip over. The soil I'm using here is half pumice and half turfus. I'm trying out pumice, even though it's really expensive and I can't afford it. I'm trying it out, and I'll see if there's any, you know, dramatic difference that I notice using pumice over perlite. I don't expect any dramatic difference, but you never know. Now that one trunk that's split, I don't know what to do with it. It's been split for a long time. I doubt it'll heal, but you never know. I'll leave it for now. I'm going to move this one in closer. It looks too far away from the other tree. And maybe this one over a bit like that. I think the main tree has to come in a little bit. It's a little too close to the edge of the pot. That's looking good. I like that. Okay, I'll finish filling in the soil now, or medium. I'll get my spoon now and just sort of start tamping the soil down. The jade roots are so fine, you can't really get this coarse soil in between the roots. So you just kind of have to press it down around the root base, and the roots will grow in amongst all these chunks of perlite and turfus. Here's a look at the front of the planting now. I'm quite happy with it. I've always wanted to start a jade forest. I was just kind of missing the central tree I had these little ones, but nothing as a main focal point. So I'm really thankful that Connor gave me that jade. It's a good start to a jade forest. I'll place some rocks around the trees just to make sure they don't tip over. Until the roots get established in the soil. I'll have to be very careful not to water these jade trees for at least 3 weeks. I'll just let the soil stay dry. Maybe towards the end of the 3 weeks, I'll start misting them very lightly. There's enough humidity in the plant room here that the roots can grow into the soil. I've had jade plants sitting on my bench here, and they've grown aerial roots, so there's enough humidity in the air to grow healthy roots. I'm hoping the next time we look in on this little jade forest, it'll have a full canopy of leaves and hopefully will be looking really good. It's time now for today's update. Today's update is my Schefflera bonsai. It's planted in a Vietnam-style 3D printed pot and stand. The tree has been growing a lot of aerial roots. They're coming out of the soil everywhere and all over the trunk of the tree. There's a close-up of all the roots that are growing from the trunk and in the soil. Yeah, it's doing really, really well. My Schefflera definitely needs to be pruned down in height, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait till midwinter when the sun is shining really strongly in the windows here, and the plant will recover very quickly. I will give the tree a good watering with some fertilizer in, so I'll just add a little bit of fertilizer here to my water. This is just rainwater. Give that a shake up. And then I can water the tree. My moss is looking a little brown here, and that's because it's really hard to get in to water this tree. I try and use the mister, but so it's good that I've got it out and I can give it a really thorough watering. This bottle cap watering system was sent in by Mandy in Australia, and the pot was 3D printed by Spectra 3D in the United States. The water's running really well out the bottom of the pot now, so I can put it back on the bench. It's time now for today's viewers' picks. Adam from Germany has an artistic collection of bonsai. Gautam from Kerala, India, has navel bonsai, ficus religiosa, cycas, bougainvillea, and desert roses. Jason has blueberry bonsai, a juniper bonsai, and some ficus benjamina. Lio from the Netherlands has a Christmas cactus that's bloomed for the very first time. Miroslav from Slovakia has sent in pictures of a hornbeam, a beech tree, a spruce tree, an Austrian pine, and a stone pine. Paulus from the Philippines has sent in a picture of his crabapple bonsai. That's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.